Hi there, welcome back to History of Fleetwood Mac. I'm Anita, and this is Gypsy again. Today we're going to continue volume 19, episode 2 of my Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac scrapbooks. And today we have a very special occasion, aren't they all? And that is Stevie Nicks' big birthday bash at the Wiltern Theater in Los Angeles, May 26, 2011. Now, this is something that you did not wait around to get tickets for. You didn't go and hope that you would get one. There may have been a couple that were, available at the end, but this is something that you got tickets right away. I was already living in Oregon, so like the minute I heard about it, I asked for the time off, even before I probably had a ticket. So that was an essential thing. And got a ticket, got a good one, because I think it's all general admission. So yeah, so it's, so then you got there, got in line pretty early, actually. I'll tell you the thing I remember the most about the show, and don't misunderstand. I mean, I really remember Stevie, but the length of time waiting out in line versus the length of the show, of course, you're going to remember the longer amount of time. So whenever I see pictures or think about this show, I can like almost literally smell it, because we're, on Wilshire Boulevard, I'm pretty sure. And, buses going by all day, all day, all day, and just the exhaust of all the traffic in Los Angeles and that smell. But the cool part is that as the lines grew longer and longer, there's more and more people that we were talking to and spending time with. So it was pretty phenomenal. It was really great to see some people that, I only meet at special occasions like this who live, really far away. And then there's my usual, friends from the Bay Area. And I've really never made anybody a friend really in Oregon, a couple, but not like, who go to all these shows like this. So it was really amazing. As the day progressed, because we were there all day, I just don't remember. I don't think I spent time doing anything. I think there was like a Starbucks or somewhere to go use the restroom or something like that. Because usually, I think there was a Starbucks. So I'm sure I went and had Starbucks a couple times. The time I've had the most Starbucks was at the In Your Dreams San Rafael movie thing. But we'll talk about that another time. I've never drank so much damn coffee as that day. So nervous and excited. This one I knew better, because you're going to get crammed up in the area, with all that general admission people, so you didn't want to drink that much coffee. But yeah, I know that we had gone and eaten and something like that, but just it's really about waiting for people. And closer to showtime, Herbert Worthington had shown up and was kind of making his way down and chit-chatting with people. And I don't remember what year Herbert Worthington died. It was not much longer after this, that's for sure. But I just remember him looking very sad. He just didn't really look right, in my opinion. And I know that a good friend of mine has spoken with him and is much better acquainted with him than I ever was. And, seemed like it was just a great visit and nice to see him and everything like that. But in my personal opinion, he looked kind of worse for wear. And I don't know, like I said, just really sad. I'm confident, I guess, he was invited by Stevie. I don't know that. Did he just show up? Did he have a ticket? I really don't know. I know he was there. But the bash was, again, Stevie Nicks' birthday, and special guests were Lindsey Buckingham, Mike Campbell from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and I think, I couldn't remember if Mick was there, but I don't think so. And Stewart, Dave Stewart from the Eurythmics, who later worked with Stevie for In Your Dreams and such like that. So it was pretty awesome. And a lot of people would come in and out for different songs and stuff like that. So, having Lindsey there and seeing them just, be so kind, and him, there to support her was really awesome. And it was a phenomenal show. I mean, it was really a phenomenal show. And again, I was looking at the set list, which I just had to copy because I did not obtain one from that time. But I remember, I'm pretty sure that it was the first time. I'm trying to think about it, and I don't know what I said earlier. I think it was the first time I heard both Soldier's Angel and Love Is. But I mean, she's knocking out all the stuff on this tour. Obviously, there's Annabelle Lee and all, Ghosts Are Gone. I mean, it was just, and I love when an artist comes out and supports so much of their new stuff. And with Stevie, as we well know, she's really particular about that. She really just likes to sing the hits. And it almost seemed to me that it's because it was her birthday. It's like, I'm going to do what I want to do. And Stevie Nicks always does what she wants to do. And it would seem to me also that Stevie Nicks always does what she wants to do by playing all the hits. But this night, we had our hits in there. We had Dreams, we had Rhiannon, we had Landslide, or Stand Back. For all of those, I think. But there was just a hefty amount from this new album, and it it was chef's kiss. Later on in that tour, I remember hearing some more, but just got thinner and thinner and thinner. And then I think on the last tour, I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I can never keep track of stuff like that. But I don't think there's anything left from that show anymore. That and Rock a Little just really don't seem to get, the love. But anyway, that's my personal opinion. So I made all this up. I thought it was kind of cool. I have a lot of pictures from this, but I tried to pick the best ones. And development actually came out a little bit better. I kind of just made this page up today because, like I said, I was waiting to get the pictures. But I'm thinking of like stenciling in like, special guests, everybody's names and stuff like that, and the balloons. I thought that would be kind of a cute thing. And I made all the little strings to go on the balloons. Aren't I clever? Can't remember this guy's name. Now this one is a great picture, but it looks like the Cookie Monster. And her eyes aren't that much better, actually, when you really look close. So that's I love the shot, but it's also really funny. I mean, it's a great shot of them together, you know what I mean? But when you see, tell me, like did he roll his eyes or what, how did I just catch that perfect shot like that? This is a little bit clear. I don't know why it's not really focusing. You get the flash down here, but or the shine, I should say, but you can see on her face, it's a little bit better. This one's a pretty good one of Lindsay. Then it's all mixed up, so it's not the beginning, middle, and end of the show. Again, is that? No, that's a lot clearer than it looks in the camera. That's a little bit better. So then continuing on, here's my ticket. Looks like it cost $102 plus $18 fees. At the time, it was probably like, those bastards. But now, I mean, we wish we had $18 fees. Oh, that's where my other little, like I said, I just made this. One of my little things fell off. I wondered where that went, what that went to. Why do you have to be running around right now? She's getting the zoomies right now. Mom starts the video, it's zoomie time. This is a really nice one. Or maybe she's just excited, reminiscing about the show. Dave Stewart and Waddy Wachtel. Cute one of Stevie. Little super close range, but I like it. Lindsay again. I just wish this microphone weren't right there like that. We had a lot of really good friends. I had dedicated a video not too long ago to Bill Mortimer that I had seen the show at the fair. And San Luis Obispo Fair, and he was with me at this show as well, and that was just phenomenal. And somewhere I have some pictures that he took as well, and I was really bummed out I couldn't find them. I know I have them, and he got some really great pictures. And even though we were right next to each other, in fact, we have a picture of us in the audience, it seems like he was kind of moving around at night because it seems like he got her, like I'm kind of always at this angle. She's right in front of me, but she's to the right a little bit. And then it seems like he was getting those pictures, but like he kind of moved in front of her, and then he moved to the, right, left of her, and then kind of back, and it just seems like it. But yeah, it was a really fun time. And I was trying to think who came with me to that show. I want to say it was Dawn, but by 2011, I guess maybe we were talking and going to shows again because she was with me during the 2 nights at the Fillmore, which will be coming up later. So anyway, those are the first pictures. I got to fix my little balloon. Oh my God, she's so cute, this damn dog of mine, I swear to God. Sorry for the interruption. Next, we have another one that's pretty good here. I kind of like getting the stage shots. They're not the clearest, and it looks like I'm so far away. Actually, it does kind of look it because the stage was set far back. I hate when that happens. I think I mentioned that for Red Rocks, Colorado, where the stage was, she's right there, but they're so far back on it. And I get it because, people are close, but the stage at the Wiltern is pretty high, is high enough. So I don't really see why they had to be so far back on the stage. It's not like, there was a huge jam session where like everybody came out. So I don't know. But that was probably like without a zoom. But see, that one's like she's on the right. So I guess she was just going to different microphones. Hell if I know. That's a pretty good one too. Weird expressions, but what are you going to do? That was a pretty clear one of Dave, which I liked. This, unfortunately, is a terrible copy of a VIP laminate. I wish to God I had one. I would kill to find one. There's this one, and there's one other one, and I do not remember what the picture is, but it's really neat. So yeah, that was pretty cool. They did have little cupcakes there. They had some desserts and sweets that were gone very quickly, and it seems like, and I'm not the only one in this one. It seemed like one of us took a bite of one, and we just were. It was very peculiar. Maybe they were vegan or something like that. I don't know. She had a big card on the wall that everybody was signing, and I always tell people, like, gosh, I don't remember if I signed it, but I remember being right there. Like, I'm not going to read other people's things, so I don't see why I wouldn't have gone to sign. And I mean, it was so large. It was like like this behind me, so that plenty of people had room. And it also seems to me, again, I could be wrong, it seems to me like that's where I got the pin, if you watch my, pins and button badges and stuff video, there is a Love Is pin, and I think it's that one. Secret Love. Secret Love. Yeah, I think so. And I think I got it at that show. So there was just a little bit of merchandise. She had a Soldier's Angel shirt, which I wish to God I'd bought. I did not. And then that pin. And it seems like I got something else, but I really just don't know what. And maybe I didn't, because this was pricey. It's not just the ticket on this one. It's all the gas coming down and going back. And I don't know. I'm going to guess I stayed in my car. I could be wrong. I really don't have any recollection of it. Maybe we went to my aunt and uncles who were living at the time in Santa Monica, possibly. Not the greatest shot. That one's pretty cool. Isn't it terrible how much I don't remember? It's crazy. Before I show you the last ones, these were ones that I put on there. Just I didn't get onto a page because they're not enough for another page unless I had some more stuff, or unless I went back through my pictures and picked some more. The ones that I picked were kind of the best ones, which gives you an indication that a lot of them weren't great. It really bums me out because, and I'll bring this up again, but when I did the 2 nights at the Fillmore, night 1, where she came out in this just phenomenal, I call it red, other people call it burgundy, whatever, but this beautiful dress, and I have like no pictures of it. And I have like, maybe a dozen that were clear on that night. Pardon me. But the second night, good Lord, it's like I took 250 pictures to make up for it. So this one I took a lot of pictures, but like I said, I have to find those ones that Bill took. And when I do, I will make a page, like when I do the little things I keep talking about the rewind and coming back to stuff. I'll be making more pages with Bill's pictures, and then I'll add mine in, and so there will be more pages to come. And who knows, maybe by that time I'll find a pass. That'd be pretty cool. Real pass. Another one of Lindsay, but another good facial shot, said nobody. He's sleepy time now, past my bedtime. The set list. So we had Stand Back, which, that started happening when she's opening with that. That was pretty cool. Annabelle Lee. I love that song live. I like it on the album too, but I love the song live. Dreams, Sorcerer. So that was pretty cool. Moonlight, A Vampire's Dream. Also amazing live. But Annabelle Lee is just stellar. Ghosts Are Gone was Dave Stewart. Phenomenal. Soldier's Angel with Lindsey Buckingham. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I first heard that, I did not care for it. When I first heard it on the album, did not care for it. In the last 5 times, maybe, I've gone to see shows where she has performed that. It makes, I don't know what it is, but I have this overwhelming, just like sadness, and just, it's so, just hits you right in the, in the feels, and I don't know. I really like that song. I don't listen to it much on the album, but when I hear it live, I get goosebumps. So I really taken a real shine to that now. And Lindsay, I think, adds a real different little flair to it. I mean, of course, obviously he's playing a different style of guitar and how he plays. It's all the same chords and notes and stuff, but it just strikes me that there's just a little bit extra when Lindsay plays on it. So it was a real treat to hear that song with Lindsay playing the guitar. In Your Dreams with Dave Stewart, Rhiannon, For What It's Worth with Mike Campbell, Secret Love with Dave Stewart, Fall from Grace, Cheaper Than Free, not one of my favorites, with Dave Stewart, Edge of 17, again, just thinking about it, goosebumps, because that's, normally the stage walk, which, I'm going to show you in a picture in a minute. And then she came back for an encore with Love Is. And that was really unique. That was really special. I really like that song as an encore. Um, I have a little piece of glue on this one picture and it's driving me nuts. I'm sorry. Virgo. Um, the, the closer of Beauty and the Beast, the closer of Has Anyone Ever Written Anything for You? Um, what else has she done really as a closer that's not, like a ballad type song? Um, we've had our share of those. We've had our fill. Fleetwood Mac, it was always Songbird, which we've had our fill of that too, but it was, kind of different to kind of mix it up a little bit because they have plenty of ballads. And Love Is, I thought was a super, super duper treat to really, get, and I kind of wish she would throw that in, just pitch it in once in a while, or like rotate, like on a tour. One night we're going to do B&B, the next night, Has Anyone Ever, and then Love Is, and then, Beauty and the Beast, and then, over and over again. That's just my opinion, means nothing. She's not going to see this and be like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to do it. Wishful thinking, but it's a real treat. And she just, the way she sings it and everything like that, I just think is so, again, emotional. It's just it's a beautiful, beautiful song. And it's different. We've heard, Beauty and the Beast and Has Anyone for so long. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, we hear Dreams and Rhiannon and we're not tired of that, right? Right? Mostly. But Love Is, it's newer. So hearing it, brought back out to the, out of the archives is kind of cool. So that was it. So there's my little printed list. It's legible. Here's the Lindsay picture that I could not get the glue off of. Again, the sleepy Lindsay. Stevie coming down, doing the stage walk of sorts. Again, I mean, could I just get her any more unflattering? My poor girl. Just terrible. Not the best shots. This one is beautiful, real pretty though. I love a green tint on Stevie because I love green. I want to say that Mick Fleetwood was there. That's cute. I love that one of Lori. And it's a little bit kind of grainy, but this is one of my favorite shots. Just because they're so in the moment, you know what I mean? They're all enjoying themselves and I, at one point the audience saying happy birthday and the whole thing. And it was amazing. It was amazing. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for all of them. Please don't misunderstand. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but I mean, everyone you get to go to is just so special. It never ends. But there are certain ones that definitely stand out. And it not only stands out as a moment, but it's also great when you've gotten that killer moment and then you've gotten a great show. And sometimes they don't come hand in hand, right? Sometimes you go for one, you're like, this is going to be the best thing ever. And it's okay. And I don't mean Stevie, but I mean other people, other shows. I can't think of one where it was like, I mean, the Concert for Artists writes a little bit, but that's kind of the vibe that night, the Saboba. But I didn't go to any of those like expecting this to be like a killer crazy show. This one was supposed to be pretty big. I knew at the Fillmore, I absolutely knew that she'd be like on fire. Wiltern too. I've discussed this many times, but always in the Bay Area, there's just a little bit more of a spark to Stevie or Fleetwood Mac when they're there. But LA is where her peers and other people would come to, watch her perform as well. So of course she's going to be on par. Again, not that she doesn't give it on every stop, but you understand what I mean. So that is it. Really can't think of any other highlights to tell you. I mean, the highlights was the show and just having everybody, come out and perform with her. And it was awesome. It was really cool. So that is it. And tomorrow is Thursday. So Thursday and Friday, no, this is coming out to you for Thursday. So Friday and Monday are going to be the two parts of the Fillmore shows on October 8th and 9th of 2011. So not too long after this. So just what a year, right? 2011. Plus there's another amazing thing that happened in between that. So yeah, just keeps getting better. So thank you all so much for joining me and we'll see you tomorrow and everybody have a great night. Bye.